Greetings, Sagittarius. This is your reading for the new moon, which is happening right now. The new moon in Scorpio, 4th in the southern hemisphere, I think 5th in the northern, but of course it's a continuum of the constant movement and flux and flow of planets and moon, isn't it? Yeah, so we'll get some cards out for you, Sagittarius. Do check out the collective reading for this new moon in Scorpio. It was quite interesting. I think November seems to be a sort of slightly trying month, maybe, in some ways. But check out your moon, ascendant, Venus and Jupiter as well, if you know what those planets are in, what signs they're in. So let's get stuck into it, Sagittarius. Let's see overarching energies for you at this time. We have, yay, we've got the Three of Cups. Interesting card. It's a gorgeous card, actually, in the Thoth deck. This sort of always reminds me of those old jelly molds. Of course, traditionally, those 3 cups, celebration, getting together with people, that kind of thing. So, general good feeling, sociability, maybe reconnecting with people, depending on where you are, that you haven't seen for quite a while. But we get the 8 of discs coming out, which is a card of work, working at that. Anyway, let's go on to your choices at this time for Sagittarius. This is the party going on, continuing forward, or is it not? We'll just get these cards out first and then we'll talk about it. Traits for ease. Oops, Sagittarius, 2 came out. And moving forward. And then we'll go through and clarify. We'll get a journey map. Sorry, it's getting to the end of the day now. We'll get a journey map card and a beautiful Kim Cran's animal spirit card for you as well, Sagittarius. So let's see what's happening. So as I said, we get the beautiful 3 of Cups coming out, overarching energies. So just this general atmosphere at the moment for you. It's a feeling of possible celebrations and good times. We move into your choices here. Now, we have the 10 of Wands. In the Thoth deck, it's called, but don't be put off by that, it's called oppression. It's simply, we get to the end of this suit, and we're carrying a fair amount, and I can kind of feel it, a fair amount of burden that it would indicate to me, actually, that it's a time to release some of that burden, because there are too many other things that we can enjoy in life. We don't need to be necessarily carrying a heavy load. 10s are always the end of a suit, so we know that that things shift and turn and go into new cycles. Traits for ease, we get an indication of that need to let go of some worries or some concerns that have been probably limiting you, really, in terms of your ability to enjoy. Traits for ease, we have the Devil. Now, in the Thoth deck, the Devil's all about enjoying all of these wonderful earthy delights, like friendship, fruits on the vine, everything in life, nature, just sort of having, I don't know, things of value to you, around you, just really enjoying everything, food, living, living fully and enjoying that. With that, we get the Four of Wands, which is a card of home. It's a card of belonging, being well and truly in your seat of comfort, and I guess power in that sense as well. It's your place, it's your home. I mean, it's a really harmonious, it's a beautiful card. And it is a card about homecomings as well. Traits for ease here. So, it certainly would alleviate whatever the burden is for you in this 10 of Wands, which is in the position of choice, Sagittarius. Moving forward, popular term of the day, I know, moving forward, we have the Seven of Discs, a card of reviewing, actually. How are we going to... I mean, we've had a lot to deal with. We get to a point and think, all right, so how would I have dealt with that if that happens again? How would I deal with that? Or depending on whatever scenario or situation it is in your life. But, the Seven of Discs is about reviewing, is about seeing what actions we took and what they gave us. What did we yield, I guess, from our crop. So there's a review here, but a definite directive to enjoy home, to enjoy the fruits of life, the fruits of your labour, whatever that happens to be with that Eight of Discs coming out, the fruits of your labour. Enjoy your world. Enjoy it. So let's just clarify now these cards. Let's clarify for you, Sagittarius. So interesting, if you are interested in the astrology, I guess, of this, well, anyway, generally, or certainly of November, have a look at the astrology podcast hosted by Chris Brennan. It's a really good podcast, really informative. Anyway, I'm not concentrating. Here, we're not concentrating here, but let's focus on the Three of Cups for you, Sagittarius. We continue to live in interesting times. Three of Cups. Enjoying life, enjoying friends, enjoying all of that stuff. We have the Eight, another Eight, a mind card, Eight of Cups coming out here. We have a sense of detachment within the Eight of Cups. And in fact, in a literal sense, it can be walking away from the Eight of which we built up over time, walking away from that. We are still living in this, a lot of the time, in a lot of places, in an environment of lockdowns and things like that. So we may well feel quite just generally detached from, the ability to connect with people, share with people, with our friends, that kind of thing. I mean, I do get that pretty much as overarching for Sagittarians. We're just reading these cards, so it's a story. But there is a level of sort of wanting to walk away or being a feeling of being detached at this time. The Star seems to be a star player in a lot of these readings. It's coming up again and again. If there's not a certain level of healing that's gone on in the past, it's certainly going on as we move forward. It seems to be coming up always at either ends, at the bookends of these readings. The Star, which is the Aquarian star. It's an Aquarian card, I should say. The water bearer, a kind of baptism of sorts, a healing card, and also on a lighter level, wishes, dreams coming true. So there is, for whatever reason, whatever circumstance, situation, remember these are incredibly general readings, that, you know, you have been your own sort of conduit for a level of sort of quite deep intrinsic healing here at this time, and I'm putting that in that overarching energy position. Let's have a look at choices here where we have the 10 of Wands, Sagittarius. What is this 10 of Wands for Sagittarius? Well, we know it's a burden. We know it's the end of a cycle. We've got 2 cards falling out. Actually, what's that? Yeah. It's the end of a cycle. All right. So, you know, we're speaking of bookends. Clarifying the 10 of Wands. We get the Ace of Wands. So we're coming back to the beginning. Choices are to do this whole, you know, new cycle. Get rid of the weight. You can't take any more than 10. Can't continue to carry those 10 Wands, Saggies. So it does indicate a beautiful new beginning here with the Ace. This is vitality. It's life force in its most divine here. And it is a gift. It's a gift that is here for you to welcome in. With that, we also had the Lovers coming out, primarily a card of choice and integration and, you know, almost assimilation. It's a Gemini card, the Lovers. Excuse me, so we're looking at dualities here. And maybe that is your choice, you know, maybe that's the choice here that, you know, what are we doing here? What are we doing? Are we going to accept this new, wonderful new beginning with the Ace? I do feel for some Sagittarians out there, it's probably a great key to a level of, to upping your ante, a new level of integrating aspects of yourself, accepting this Ace is what I get for that position of choice for you. Let's have a look at the 4 of Wands and the Devil. And traits for ease. Enjoy life. Enjoy the simple things. Enjoy home. Appreciate the fruits on the vine. We get the 2 of Cups. Again, another card of choice. And free flow, you know. It's equal giving and receiving with the 2. Clarifying. Nurturing, creative, the Empress. Fecund, fertile, all of those wonderful F words. And the 2 of Cups. Reciprocity in giving and being able to receive equally as a free flow, as a natural interaction, you know. And a bit of self-love never goes astray, does it? I mean, it's primarily the most important, yet the most overlooked aspect of being a human here. Anyway, let's look at the 7 of Discs. The sort of review, energetic review, I often see here in the 7. We don't always have to repeat the same things. There's just too many cards coming out here. too many cards. It's been raining all day. That's good. It's good for the land. Oh, do we not need anything here for the Seven of Discs? We get a clarifier here. Yeah, so it's looking pretty interesting. And I guess the focus here, Sagittarius, is more on interactions with others, or lack of, you know, due to just the way that things are at the moment, you know, due to that. So when we're looking at the Seven of Discs, did I say the Seven of Wands? No. Oh, the Seven of Discs. So we get 3 cards. The first card that came out is the Ten of Discs. This is a happy environment. This is a happy home. This is family life. You see it in Malkut, in the physical world. It's around you. It's that home. It's the gateway. As much as there's a gateway in the Four of Wands in some decks. This is about family histories, familial connections, going back in time, going along the sort of lineage as well, loyalties, values, the place where you belong. Maybe there's a query questioning about where you know, where is your home? Where do you belong? Where is your place of comfort, rest and respite, all of that thing beyond the weight of that old outgoing cycle of the Ten of Wands. Yeah, family loyalties, root chakra, you know, our ability to know where is our place, where do we stand. We know its internal core is important to have a sense of home within, but the reality is that, you know, having a physical home is hugely beneficial for mental health. You know what I mean? I'm not laughing about that. I just understand it, you know, from levels of experience. Anywho, so we're looking at here that 7, that review, the 7 of Discs. We get the 10, which is, you know, maybe there are questions about, you know, patterns learnt from within family and all of that, and having a review of that, because you know what you don't want to repeat or continue to repeat again. With that, we had a card of transformation coming out, Death. So there's a shift here at this point in the reading where there's a shift in energy. In fact, where you are reviewing whilst you are, you know, progressing through this period. If I have to put it within a timeline, there is a point of transformation because of this review. And then we have the King of Swords, who, in its highest polarity, fair and clear, clarity at its height, discernment at its most brilliant, actually. So a lot of clarity, clearness there. Let's just have a wee look at what was I saying? A wee look at Pixie and Fairies, Brian Froud's deck. Can we have a few cards, please, Pixie and Fairies? Just to have a wee look at what the story is here. Now we get 3 that came out all at once. Okay, so we have the Micromancer. Eye for detail. Eye for detail. but at the same time sees the big picture. So this fellow or felless is like keeper of a ledger, you know. So on this side we've got to do everything. On this side, everything. We see how it all tallies up. We see every aspect, actually, of a kind of keeping the balance, keeping a ledger, knowing what everything that has occurred, seeing the detail and the detailing of something as much as seeing the big picture. So we're seeing the forest for the trees, and we're seeing the trees in the forest for the forest. Then we have, this card is always, you know, we've got the upper echelons lit up from the heart up here. This is a very earthy card. It always reminds me of sort of a woodland fellow or a sort of Virgoian creature for some reason. He himself knows what he's about, where he's at and where he's going and what he wants. You know, very earthed out character. And with that, we have also the master maker. We reach certain points and I guess thresholds, transformative moments in life where we get marked, you know, by the master maker's little light-filled spear. And we wear those marks. It's our experience, it's our elevation. You know, you've reached a level of mastery, whether it's in your material world or understanding your world at the moment, Sagittarius. So, interesting reading. These are very general, you have to keep in mind, so it's not going to resonate for everyone. We get from the Journey Map deck, we get the Maiden. This is a time for, look, just enjoy this time. There's a lot of space in between here, like it's almost, you know, the hallway space, the liminal space. If it has to be in an architectural structure, it's a hallway or an entrance where people pass through. And in a metaphysical sense, it's that space between it's the space between, you know, within a transformation or a kind of metamorphosis time. The Maiden is all about that. It's a prepubescent character. And there's a quiet excitement in this card because there's an inevitable change occurring that has never been experienced before. It's new, but it's inevitable and it's happening. You know, whether it's not even like we have any way of altering that. It just does happen. It's growth. It's maturity. It's just natural. So that's really beautiful. And I guess Sagittarius, you know, you're in that, it seems, at the moment. With the level of fierceness too, we have the tiger. Now, I've left my book to this. You know, I just go on what I feel anyway. I left my book elsewhere. The tiger. I'm looking for a particular word. I just can't quite trawl it out of my brain right now. you know, walking very silently and walking very purposefully is what I get from this tiger. We see the new moon on the forehead there. This could be it could be everything. Could be really, you know, you're doing your review. You're doing like this could be an intense time for you. It's Scorpio time. There's a lot of difficult aspects, astrologically speaking. So you could be going through whatever this is for you individually out there. You could be going through this at this time. I don't know why I say that. But yeah, purposeful and kind of silent. It's a purposeful, silent time for you, maybe, Sagittarius. So that's what we get today. Hope you enjoyed that, got something out of it. And yeah, we'll see you next time, hopefully, for the Taurus full moon, partial lunar eclipse on the 19th of November. So have a wonderful week, Sagittarius, and we'll see you next time. Okay. Cheery now. Bye. Bye-bye.